Hi everyone, and welcome back to another This Week's in Gaming video. And yeah, in this video we have got a whole load of different bits to cover, from a shadow drop that Microsoft, not Nintendo, Microsoft released within the last couple of days. Some talk about PS5 rentals, as well as more price hikes on the horizon as well. But what we'll do is we're going to dive straight in with that big shadow drop that Microsoft put out a couple of days ago. And that is the Elder Scrolls Elder Scrolls Oblivion, sorry, not Skyrim. Skyrim's already on everything. Elder Scrolls Oblivion Remastered. So we covered this briefly in last week's video, and the rumours were circulating about that this was going to get shadow dropped, and indeed it did. It got shadow dropped. I believe it was about 2 days ago from when you're seeing this video. And yeah, it has been actually quite an interesting reveal. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to a couple of the store pages for the different consoles. So we'll see here we've got the PS5 version, and this is $49.99. So $49.99 across the board, across PlayStation 5, Xbox, and Steam as well. So there were a couple of questions after this announcement, or after this rumor surfaced last week, as to whether this would be a cross-platform or a Microsoft exclusive. Obviously, we can see now that it is a Microsoft exclusive. It is cross-platform. What am I talking about? And what makes this even better is what it actually comes with. So if we scroll down here, the standard edition includes the base game, the Shivering Isles and Knights of the Nine story expansions, as well as additional downloadable content for the actual games as well. And then there is a deluxe edition as well for an extra £10. And basically with this one, you get some horse armor. So you've got to love Bethesda's sense of humor with this one. You also get a digital art book and soundtrack app. And yeah, so you get a couple of sets of armor. So yeah, Bethesda being Bethesda. But yeah, that is an extra £10. Once again, it is only digital content. There is no physical for this as of yet. And then if we flip over, so you'll see there, $49.99 on the Xbox. And then the same price on Steam as well. So yeah, obviously we had the rumors last week that this was dropping, and yeah, it did. Well, a couple of days ago from when I'm seeing it. So yeah, from my perspective, it's not a game that I'm going to be picking up anytime soon. I have not really been. I've never played any of the Elder Scrolls games. I'm just not into the sort of Dungeons and Dragons type games. Out of the Bethesda RPGs, I much prefer Fallout. I'm definitely a sci-fi over a fantasy. Next up, we are going to be looking at PlayStation 5 rentals. So let me switch back. So this is something that was announced in Japan. And yeah, it's basically been out over in Japan now for about a month. And it is proving to be an absolute smash hit. And when I was looking into this a bit more, I was absolutely floored by this concept. So let's scroll down here. So we've got GEO, a Japanese company that specializes in buying, selling, and renting products, notably physical discs and video games, announced that the new PS5 rental service has been doing exceptionally well since it was started on February 28th. 1 month following the initial rush, which concluded with the launch of Monster Hunter Wilds, half of GEO's 400 stores with rental PS5s reported still renting out consoles at 100% operating capacity. So yeah, it has proved to be immensely successful over in Japan. And there is a very, very good reason for that. So I know that they go into it. Yeah, here. As for the service itself, you can rent a PS5 from a Pacific GEO store for 8 days and 7 nights for 980 Japanese yen. So that works out about $6.90 for 7 nights rental. That is absolutely insane. I could not believe that when I saw that. So you can basically hire a PS5 over in Japan for what, little more than sort of £5. But if you want to keep the console for longer, you can also avail yourself with the 15-day and 14-night plan that costs 1,780 Japanese yen, which equates to about $12.50. So once again, this is absolutely amazing. I really, really hope that we can get something like this back over here in the UK. Obviously, it is something that we used to have access to years and years ago, because we used to be able to rent from Blockbuster. And it was something that I actually used when I was younger. So my first ever time playing on the PlayStation was when my cousin rented a PS1 from Blockbuster. And yeah, it come in the case and everything. And yeah, we rented Alien Trilogy and Destruction Derby. So yeah, it is something that would work wherever it was launched, whether it's here, the US. I'll be quite surprised if it went to any market and people wouldn't adopt it. The only thing with this is any extension outside your initial plan comes at 500 yen per day. So that's about $3.50 per day. So yeah, outside of the 8 days or 15 days, yeah, it's going to cost you extra. But yeah, I was absolutely over, like, I just couldn't believe those prices. They are completely insane. And yeah, I have to admit, that is, if you could get the console, if you could rent the consoles out for that sort of price, you are on a winner all day long. But moving on to something that is not so great. And yeah, this is the announcement that we've got more price hikes on the horizon. And this time, those price hikes are going to be around the Nintendo Amiibos. So we are now seeing some of the Amiibos from for the Switch 2 and some of the ones that are sort of coming out over the sort of next few months are seeing a bit of a price increase. So Nintendo's newest set of Amiibo figures are seeing price increases, set to launch alongside the debut of the Switch 2. The first batch of the Amiibos for Street Fighter 6 will see their prices raised to $39.99. These are all prices are in dollars at the moment, but to be quite honest, once they come over here, it's just going to be dollar to pound conversion. So it's going to be $39.99 regardless of where you are. While Nintendo's newest Zelda Amiibos will be raising to $29.99, Street Fighter 6 will receive 3 new Amiibos of Luke, Jamie and Kimberly, while Zelda franchise welcomes figures such as Sidon, Raiju, Yonobu and Tulin. So yeah, once again, we are seeing more and more price rising. It is getting a bit frustrating at this point. Literally every day we wake up and yeah, all we are seeing is more and more price hikes. And yeah, it is sort of, when's it going to end? Unfortunately, at the moment, sort of price hikes in the gaming market are not following the normal adage of what goes up must come down. I'm just hoping it comes down soon. That's all I can say. Right, this next story has got me. I will say I am not happy about this next story. When I saw it, I was disgusted. Is probably a better word. And that is that Michael Bay and Sydney Sweeney are to team up on a movie adaptation of Outrun, created by Universal. And I am like, for me, Outrun is a staple of my childhood. I remember going down to Laysdown with family, and I would make a beeline for one of the first arcades. I know exactly where it was. It was the first arcade on the left-hand side, right-hand side, sorry, of the arcade strip. And when you go in the first door, and right in front of you was one of the I can't even remember what the version of it is, but it's basically a massive sit-in car. And as you're steering, the car sort of tilts left to right. It was superb. If I was to ever get an arcade game for the collection, that would be what I would get. Is the big Outrun arcade machine, because it is a staple of my childhood. Even to this day, anytime I can get a chance to get a copy of Outrun for the collection, I'll always pick it up. I think my favourite version of it at the moment is on the Sega Saturn, but I do want to try and get the Japanese copy on the Sega Saturn, because that is more true to the arcade. But getting back to the disgrace that is. So, with a Minecraft movie owning the box office over the past month and HBO's Last of Us returning with a bang, Universal is looking to add to its own video game adaptation to the mix with the help of two big superstars. Sources tell Deadline that the studio is developing a feature adaptation of Sega's iconic arcade video game, Outrun, with Michael Bay attached to direct and Sydney Sweeney aboard to produce. Jason Rothwell will pen the script. Now, yeah, to be quite honest, there isn't a massive amount of lore behind Outrun. So this is essentially going to be a Michael Bay action film with loads of explosions, everything just going mad, and them just pinning on the Outrun branding. Very much reminds me of Need for Speed. So that was another game series that never really had any backstory, but they decided to make a film out of it. And I'll be honest, I haven't even watched it yet. It's just not one that I've just got any inclination to watch. But yeah, to see them absolutely besmirching the Outrun brand, yeah, it is probably one of the... I very, very rarely ask for a project to get cancelled. But I think Outrun, as a movie, just cancel it. Give us another game. The money that you were going to put into a game, Universal, buy the rights and get us a new Outrun game. But yeah, unfortunately, it's not looking good for that. So yeah, that is a bit of a shame. And then moving on to the last story for today. And this is actually one that has come about, and it's showing a game that is basically a spoiler leak, however you want to announce it, of a game that's going to be coming to the Switch 2 that is quite impressive, I have to admit, and that is Assassin's Creed Shadows. So there has been a PEGI rating issued for the Nintendo Switch 2 version of Assassin's Creed. So if we scroll down, we'll see here a screenshot from the PEGI website with Assassin's Creed Shadows on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, PC, and Nintendo Switch 2. So, yeah, at the moment, we don't know whether this is a mistake on the behalf of PEGI, or if it's something that has basically dropped early. And, yeah, we'll get an announcement soon that it is coming to the Switch 2. I will admit, if you do jump onto the PEGI website now and look up Assassin's Creed Shadows, it doesn't list the Switch 2 anymore. So that is something it has now been removed. But yeah, it is looking good that potentially we could be getting Assassin's Creed Shadows on the Switch 2. I will be honest, I haven't played Assassin's Creed Shadows. I don't even own Assassin's Creed Shadows. Just purely because I'm not massively into the Assassin's Creed games. I've played a couple of them, but it's more just capturing footage for the channel. There are a couple that I do want to go back to. I think, is it Rogue, that's based in London? And then also the Viking one. I can't remember what one that is. But yeah, when I was playing that, really enjoyed playing that. So yeah, there are a couple that I want to play, but it is just getting the time to actually get around to playing them. But that is going to wrap it up for today's video. So it's very short and sweet today. Not the normal sort of 30-minute video. But yeah, it's all very sort of bitty this week. There's not been any major new news. Obviously, we did have the Mario Kart Switch 2 Direct last week. And yeah, it was a 15-minute long Direct with not a lot of new information. So they gave us a bit more information on the sort of the open world sort of free play element. But even still, as a lot of people within the communities are saying, there's still no... Nintendo haven't said why this is an $80 game. So yeah, it's going to be interesting to see what happens with regards to the Switch 2, the games and everything like that. But yeah, we'll find out hopefully within the next few weeks. But with that said, I am going to wrap the video up there. But before you head off, if you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit that like button. And if you're not already, smash that subscribe button and ring the bell to be kept up to date when I upload new videos. And yeah, with that said, thank you so much for watching today. Really hope you enjoyed the video. And I'll see you on the next one. All right, bye.